We are birthing a podcast, so we need a doula because we're all prepared for this birth.
A vibe doula.
I would just like to say out loud that I hate that, but I like the vibe.
You guys, welcome to the first Overheard podcast because the world needed another one.
Yeah, definitely a new podcast.
We're not like other girls. We have a podcast.
So we're the Overheard team. I'm Emily. What do I do here?
You're the creative.
I'm a creative person.
You're the DNA in this damn place.
I've given like 5 years of my life to Overheard, which is super toxic depending on who you ask. So that's who I am. Who are you guys?
I'm Stef. I was recently called the most emotionally unavailable person online.
Ooh.
By someone Gen Z, so it was true.
We're going to talk to the healer about that.
Steph, you are also our Gen Z correspondent.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually 19 years old. Tell everyone you know I'm 19.
I am Justina. I am the head of history at Overheard because I've been here for
A historian.
a very long time.
Oh, how historic.
Historian.
I am a historian. Thank you. I am actually an educator, so I will be here if you guys need anything.
Your mom. You're actually like Overheard mom.
I'm a mom without children, which is what I aspire to be.
Totally.
Our audience should know that Justina is Polish, and it's a really, really important piece of her being a mom.
That's all it is.
You're barren mommy.
Justina's in charge of all of us. Steph is a New Yorker, and she actually walked here. She walked along the side of the 10 to get to the podcast today.
When I left New York, I was 19 years old, and now I've aged a bit. Well, you know, my big personality trait is that I hate LA. That's sort of what I've built my identity off of.
You love LA.
I
So
love
you're
to
happy
hate
to be
LA.
here?
I love that LA exists for me.
You're literally the host of the OverheardLA podcast.
It's giving me.
You're so full of
No,
shit.
I'm supposed to be the New York whisper, Gen Z New York. I'm just sort of the whisper of anything. Does that make sense?
I like that. That works for you.
Do you know what I mean?
You are the whisperer.
I'm sort of your portal into any subculture or location.
Eastern Europe.
Including Eastern Europe. I'm
Yeah.
also Eastern European.
Okay.
So I'm, I can connect you to anything in that way.
I feel a little ganged up on by Eastern Europeans right now,
And you
but
should.
I'm gonna just go with that energy. This is our office that is actually a house that people shower in.
Currently,
Step
even.
inside.
Currently, yes. They are showering.
This is why we don't have HR. But yeah, people are always asking us how OverheardLA works, what we do all day. So we decided to bring you with us because you clearly care.
I like how that's like the people are always asking me about my skincare routine.
One person asked.
This is very, hey guys, one person asked and it was my mom. I invited a healer, if that's okay, to help us like figure our shit out.
Oh, I love that.
I wouldn't have agreed to the podcast without a healer being
We
involved.
are birthing a podcast, so we need a doula because we're all prepared for this
A
birth.
vibe doula.
I would just like to say out loud that I hate that, but I like the vibe. I'm on podcast birth control.
Well, the world doesn't need any more babies and people are still popping them out.
That's
Do you
so
know what I
true.
mean? And I feel as though the world's not going to be good enough to have a baby, but the world will be bad enough to have a podcast. Does that make sense?
I'm aligned.
Well, people have to be in really bad shape to listen to our podcast. So really, this is just, we're going to let people spy on us in like a voyeuristic way while we work or don't work in our office that is a house without HR. And that's the podcast.
I think we need to start this journey.
It's like a horny fly on the wall energy.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
We got a lot of stuff in our DMs this week. Namely, we posted a question box that was like, send us your icks. I was expecting to get like a couple icks that people could vote on. Like, is it an ick? Is it not? We got like 400 responses. Like,
Hell
people
yeah.
have icks. So
I haven't seen this list, but do you guys believe? So I don't know that I believe in icks. Like, I kind of think that they're a made up thing of like recent time in the
like an
sense that,
excuse to be turned off.
yeah,
someone.
because I do think that like dating right now sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad that people will find any reason to like not be dating. But also I just feel like you'll never find an ick in somebody that you're like obsessed with and you really like.
The myth of the ick started because a lot of women, I think, were like, when you're dating someone and you stop wanting to have sex with them, that's like a common thing that happens before you know you want to break up. Like
Yeah.
your body knows before your mind.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the genesis of the ick.
Because there's also the thing about like a lot of people in our comments are really angry about icks because it's just people being too picky and too critical.
Well, no, icks are recent times because of social media, etc. We're so aware of human behavior now, and we satirize it in TikTok videos, whatever, that we suddenly are so hyper aware of every single thing people do that we're like, it's a turnoff to see people so clearly.
But that's the other thing. So the delineation between a turnoff and an ick is really interesting to me, because I think I've seen a plethora of TikTok videos where they're like, my ick is blondes. And I'm like, that's not an ick, that's a preference. Like, you just like,
right.
What? So I think that is like interesting.
Turnoffs, icks, and preferences are all different categories.
Yeah. And sometimes they're just a dating horror story.
Right. That's just different. I will tell you guys though, I have this feeling about icks, but then I was on TikTok earlier today and I was watching a video of like these two guys, like good looking guys, and they were about to do a dance, which is like already the problem.
I was gonna say that's the ick, right?
No, the ick is the moment before the beat drops where they all kind of like they don't know if they go or not. They're
Is
like,
that your number one?
and when I tell you that I wanted to evaporate like from the earth, like, and I was like, oh, icks are real. And I don't know these men. I'm not gonna date them.
No, icks are real. They're tangible for sure. I think they've become more of a problem in recent times. Like, I want to know if my grandma got icked out in like 1934.
We wouldn't know because she couldn't post a TikTok about it.
Right. If you have an ick and you're not able to post a TikTok about it didn't even happen.
There was no icks prior to the internet.
Because some of these to me are icks, and some of these to me are just like, you went on a bad date. Like, he brought boiled eggs to the cinema.
That's insane human behavior. That's just like...
We got this one a lot. At the beach and saw him get knocked over by a wave and struggle to get back up.
Okay, so that's
just embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, but that is like the common thread I've realized for like icks for men specifically is like when they're just like doing like shit like that,
emasculated by nature.
Yes, like it's like the like chasing a ping pong ball is like the big one.
That was our second most popular one.
It's something about a man who loses control of his limbs, like like a guy in a barber's chair, and they're like he's going up,
and the little fucking thing around their neck,
and they're like, and they're getting raised and lowered.
Oh, the bib
is so bad.
Or also when you're in a roller coaster and the thing goes down, and then suddenly they're like, they can't.
Oh, I like that. That's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah, but it's the lack of limb usage.
Guys don't get icks. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
If you get icked out by an ex, you can't have sex with that ex anymore. Men can see you in embarrassing situations and still have sex with you.
Okay, so what do you think about this one in terms of being not in control with your limbs? When I saw him standing in line for a buffet with an empty plate.
Oh.
No.
There is something icky about that.
No, that's immediately...
Like, why? It's like he's like, oh, may I have a little piece?
Okay,
That's
but
so
I will
funny.
also never be at a buffet to see that, so thank you.
Yeah, it's an ick that she was at a buffet.
Okay, yeah, running to chase a receipt in the wind.
That's what it is.
That's classic. That's classic.
He got too nervous to kiss me and stole my nose instead.
That's just like sad though.
Do you
like
think that's cute?
I'm turned off by baby behavior.
I mean, I don't think it's cute, but I think that there's space for like men to like be weird and awkward, like without it being an ick.
I don't think awkward. I think there's a clear, to me, difference between an awkward situation and an ick.
Yeah.
Like holding an empty plate is a perfect example.
Like, why is that so unattractive?
I don't know what it is, but like
Chris Hemsworth could hold an empty plate at a buffet and it'd be like, not it.
It's like the banality of human existence and catching people in those moments.
Or is it not an assertive, like, because we're like primally we want like a dominant man, and it's like I want Chris Hemsworth to cut the fucking line and go take the food.
I like a little bitch boy, so that doesn't pan out for me. I don't like when men are dominant.
Timothy would wait in line.
Timothy holding a plate in line.
Dropping loose change and watching him chase it like a Mario brother.
Wind is not your friend in the sort of ick multiverse.
I just think that the lesson from this is like, if you drop it, just leave it.
Yeah.
Like, let it go.
Yeah, if you break it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
All the chasing ones, the dropping things, condom hats, the beanies rolled up, they just rest on top of your head. Do we know what kind of beanie
That's
that is?
again, I don't think that's an ick. I think that's just like I don't like when guys wear hats like that. I would like to see, like, there's so many situations you're in as a human that always happen in solitude. Like when you get in an Uber and you have to talk to the Uber driver and you have like an awkward, just stupid service level conversation. I want to see like the hottest guy I know, the guy who I think is so cool and smooth, operate in those human situations. You know what I mean?
No, but then it's hot because that's the thing is like you're never gonna get the ick from that.
No, I will. It's hard for me to get the ick when I'm in love with someone, but pure physical attraction, I can get the ick immediately.
Here's another baby one for you. He drank his beer using both hands like a toddler using a sippy cup.
Immediately, no.
Ick.
Yeah, it's funny.
Immediately, like I'm smacking that shit out of his hand.
Also, a guy at the dentist with the thing in his mouth, sucking the air out.
The sucky straw?
The sucky straw.
Do you ever just clamp on the sucky straw before they tell you to? It's always fun.
No.
Taking too long to parallel park.
Okay, so the parallel parking thing, I would just like to say I'm like in defense of men for some reason, which is rare for me.
I know, this
but
is really rare for him. It's a little unfair.
It is unfair, but also I will say that like if you can't do it in like 1.5 tries, I will never go out with you
I don't
again.
have a license, so just a man driving, I'm really turned on by because it's something I can't do.
That's fair.
Especially the look back, the rear view look back. I'm like, let's fucking
I know.
get out of here.
Well, that I feel like that's just all of us.
Just adjusting the mirror.
The one
Not
hand.
looking at the like, please.
Yeah.
Some of these are a little unfair. Okay. This is so unfair. A guy I was seeing got electrocuted. He lived, but it gave me the ick.
He wakes up in the hospital and she's like,
Poor fucking guy. Like,
I got the ick.
He fucking got hit by lightning, but it gave
I think that if I saw like a man I love get hit by a car and was like in the hospital in a
Somebody
body
sent that
cast
in too.
and he survived, I wouldn't be able to get past
Somebody
it.
sent in, I saw him get hit by a car.
Yeah,
Okay, that's just fucking mean. Come on.
icks are evil.
So the only girl ones that we got, like the only ones from men, were all related to women eating with their hands in one form or another.
That's so stupid.
What were they eating with their hands?
Unless it's like fucking soup. Like obviously a woman can eat everything with her
But even
hands.
so, like women are like sexy, incredible goddesses. Like you're really going to be like, oh, I don't like that she picked up a piece of bread with
I don't know
hands.
if I look like a sexy, incredible goddess when I'm eating.
But I
Doesn't
just like am
matter.
looking like a normal
Don't
person
criticize
just
us.
eating.
Or the most chilling one to me. I can't even read it. Grabbed his soft penis and said Wingardium Leviosa to get it hard. Immediate jail.
that's not an ick. That
Jail.
person's mentally ill.
Yeah, like I'm leaving and I'm never speaking. But that's like also on you. Like, you know, like
How did it
if
get
you-
that far?
Exactly. If
Yeah.
There had to have been signs leading up to that that he might be of that kind.
You know what's crazy is that like, I don't know how common that is, but if that guy's listening to this, he knows it's him.
I bet you it's more common than you think because like men are
I'm sure there's a
fucking weird.
community, actually a subreddit where they talk about this.
It's fucking like Harry Potter core. Like,
You know what? There's a girl out there for him.
oh, 100%.
There's someone out there who's looking for him. And if you both are listening to this, DM us and we'll set it up.
Yes, that'll be a great misconnection. If you would like a guy to say Wingardium Leviosa to get his dick hard, please send us a DM. If you're this guy, also send us a DM. We'll send you on a date to Harry Potter World at Universal Studios. And then we'll send you to fucking therapy because you're in your 30s and it's time to stop being obsessed with Harry Potter. What about just him singing happy birthday?
No, but that reminds me.
just grossed out by it.
No. But that reminds me of whenever I'm trying to get over a guy, I always envision them at a loud bar, like singing the wrong lyrics to a song quietly to themselves.
Oh, I feel like the wrong lyrics is good.
that I'm immediately like, I'll never fuck that guy again.
Yeah, that's real. No, I wasn't thinking happy birthday that's not the ick. I was thinking about the fact that this isn't a woman ick or a me ick specifically, where I've realized that I do this thing where when it's somebody's birthday and you're singing and you're recording, I won't shut the fuck up. Like so you watch the video and it is like a full fucking like performance.
I have a friend like that.
It's so
that's always
bad.
singing.
Also, people who post concert videos on their story, I'm icked out.
Well, I'm normally icked except for the Taylor Swift.
Whenever people post videos of fireworks, I report them to Instagram.
That's how I am with plain window photos.
Yeah, and plain window
You're getting
photos.
reported.
We get it.
Okay, another common one. He texted me good morning.
That girl's mentally ill.
I think you just don't like him.
That's the whole thing. Like, if the guy that you're obsessed with is texting you good morning, you're like, oh my God, he's amazing. He's perfect. But
Right?
obviously she just doesn't like this person.
Yeah, there was one there were several too that were like, when my husband does blank. And I was like, okay.
That's tough. If you have the ick for your husband, it's
I feel as though I mostly get the ick when I'm in a relationship, though.
because it's time to leave it.
Yeah, that's when it's time to go.
So
I've hated everyone I've ever dated, so
that's how it usually goes.
But it's also helpful to get over somebody by like looking for an ick.
icks their powers can be used for good.
Wait, I know what you can do.
What?
If you need to get over somebody and use it for good, if you need to get over this guy, the next time you're with him, just scatter a bunch of change and watch him chase
pick
it like a Mario brother.
I sort of do like ick visualizations to get over people.
That's fucking hilarious.
You can harness their power for personal growth. And I think that may be the perfect way to wrap up this segment.
Yeah. Why don't we use this all for personal growth? We have so many icks to get through. We will go through more on the next episode. Good luck to the Harry Potter couple and to the guy that got electrocuted. I'm so sorry.
Work with your icks like a current. Don't fight against them.
Ride the wave.
Ride that wave, girl. So we've now hit the Hot and Single dating hotline.
Ooh.
And I had people write into the Hot and Single account with their dating qualms, which every time people write to me about dating issues, I realize we're all the same. Do you know what I mean? Like
everybody's going through the
We're
same
all just
shit.
idiots doing our best.
Well, it's just like everyone is anxious about one person and then being emotionally slaughtering to another person.
100%.
It's like a human centipede of lust, confusion, and pain.
You didn't need to say human centipede, but
Okay, so I had some people write in with their dating qualms, and we're gonna figure it out for them because we're obviously experts.
so qualified.
You're engaged. I feel like are
Yeah, I'm
pretty
actually
good.
the most qualified here, except I haven't dated in like
Maybe we
6
should
years.
actually just really quickly recap where we're at romantically. You're engaged.
I'm engaged, but I haven't dated in like 6 years, so it's fucking crazy out there.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm single and I have also not dated in like 6 years. Not for lack of others trying.
Oh, brag.
I'm not interested.
There's so many icks. It's like a minefield. How do you get around them?
I'm single and like actively dating, but I live my life in extremes. So I go on dating binges where I like have a slutty quarter and then I go celibate for the next quarter.
Slutty quarter is so good. My whole thing is like, I'm not wasting my time. Like I wasted a lot of time.
If you look at dating as a means to an end, it's a waste of time. I'm looking at it now as just like fun experiences.
I feel like a lot of people like do it like, what's the phrase? Do it for the for the plot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just like, I'm not interested in the
I don't really
plot.
even do it for the plot anymore. I do it to see, like maybe a vacation will come out of it. Maybe I'll meet a rich Nepo baby. Anyways, okay, first question. This one maybe is mostly directed at you.
Oh, fuck.
I had the best sex of my life with a casual fling. Will relationship sex ever measure up?
I mean, you really want me to answer this?
Yes.
Yes, because I think when you are in a good relationship, and you like each other, like it,
Like each other.
and you love each other. No, but really, I think sex only gets better because you actually know what the other person wants and what the other person is into. You're able to be more vocal about what you want. And you're also able to, like, the things, if you were meeting somebody for the first time, you might not be like, I like being choked. I'm not talking about myself. But you would, if you're in a relationship with someone for 2 years, you can tell them that and have fucking amazing sex. They can say like, I want you to dress as a nurse, and you can dress as a nurse.
See, I actually feel the opposite way, where I think we've given relationship sex too much clout. Like, I think girls are always like, when girls are in relationships, I'm like, how's your sex with your boyfriend? They're like, well, it's good because we're in love. We have like relationship sex. And I'm like, you're not having fun having sex.
I think it's a comfort thing. Like, I don't think
It is.
I don't think I've ever had like a one night stand and like come.
But no, absolutely not. But
It's awkward.
I do think there's something that happens when you have sex with someone you don't know and you feel uninhibited because
Yes.
they're kind of a
Okay, that's true,
stranger.
that's true.
So like that's something that I've been experiencing
That's
in
true.
my
I would
sexual
say
awakening.
For like fun, sex with a stranger is fun but uncomfortable. But as far as like actual like good sex, the better you know
Okay,
someone, the
sure.
more you can give that to each other.
Agreed.
Is my answer.
I think it really depends on the person. I think you can have like fantastic fucking casual sex. You can have a fantastic one night stand, but
Yeah.
you can also have like great sex in a relationship. I think it depends on the people.
Yeah.
I also just think some people are just like not sexual people.
Yeah.
And so that just ruins like the whole vibe.
Do you have sex every day?
No. I don't have time.
Next, I
Next.
forgot how to flirt because of the pandemic. People are not good at flirting anymore.
I'm going to agree with that.
I agree.
People are not good at peopling
People
anymore.
are not good at socializing.
People are not
anymore.
good at socializing. I think
I feel like this is a you question.
I think you call out that you're flirting, which some people might say breaks the fourth wall, but I will oftentimes be like,
You do this.
I'll
This
be
is
like,
your move. This is your move.
okay, we're flirting.
You say, are we flirting right
Well,
now?
that's cute. Like, I feel like, then you're like, oh, we are flirting.
But it disarms people.
Yeah.
Because then they're like the other day I was on a
totally
date with
the
a
Stef
guy
move.
and he had a really earnest moment with me and he looked at it and he was like, you have really beautiful eyes. And I went, okay, flirting with me. Because I felt awkward. And if I tried to like match up to the like moment, I think I would have said something like, you have nice eyes. Shut up. And like punched him in the face. But instead I was like, oh, we're flirting.
What about if a guy does it? If a guy to you was to be like, are we flirting right now?
There's a
Cute
hot
or ick?
No, there's a hot way you can do it. You just don't be like, you have to be a little neggy about it.
Yeah.
Like, are you flirting with me?
A little cheeky.
But yeah, I think flirting is an art form. I think you can practice at it. And I think that if you spend more time talking to strangers where there's not the possibility of sex, it's practice. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Something I like that guys do that a few guys have done recently is there's an elephant in the room when you go on a date, which is, are you going to fuck at the end of the date? It's like looming over you, or like the kiss. Doesn't even have to be sex. The kiss, whatever. I like when it's kind of called out. Like I like calling everything out, putting it all out in the open.
All of your oracle cards out on the table.
You like crowd work whoever you're with.
I just like being like, I wonder, do you think this night's gonna end with us going home together? Like anything could happen.
that's fun.
Like I'll just say that.
You just give them like a choose your own adventure.
And I am also a firm believer in that flirting should not end when you're in a relationship. I fucking love flirting.
No, flirting should never end.
Flirting with your partner or flirting with strangers?
No, I flirt with everybody.
Flirting is the only way to feel alive.
100%.
After a good flirt, I could lift up a car. Waiters are the flirtiest, sluttiest people of all time.
I mean, they work for town.
Obviously,
I mean, come
they
on.
are.
Oh, you think it's the tip thing?
Honey.
This whole time.
Have you ever worked in food service?
Yeah, but I was a host and we didn't get tips. But I still flirt with everyone. I am mommy, but I also want to be baby. I really resonate with that.
Wait, let's hook this person up with the baby talk.
I am mommy, but I also want to be baby.
This feels like this is us.
This is
Because
us.
we are dominant in real life.
Yeah.
And I tend to be like, I want to be dominant all the time.
Yeah.
But then you meet like a guy who's sort of dominant sexually. And then I'm like,
No, this is 100% where we're aligned.
This is me too.
I am constantly like, I am here. I am running the show. You are just part of the fucking thing. And then I'm like, I want you to do everything.
I want you to do everything and even tell me what to do. But sometimes after an encounter where I'm like submissive in some way, and I don't even mean just sexually, like just when I'm in relationships, I get smaller. Like I'm like very quiet and sweet, which is like disgusting, like saying out loud.
What was your last relationship? Like how long?
How long did it last?
Like, yeah, how long was your last relationship?
Like 2.5 years on and off. Really sort of off.
That's a long time.
Mostly
Or
off.
off. It was actually mostly off.
It actually never turned on, but it's fine.
It was in LA, yeah. And I felt like and the people who met me when I was in that relationship, which is most of my friends now, they were like, you were so like kind of shy and small when we met you.
And that's not the person for you.
But was that like a good for you thing, or was that?
Well, that's what I'm trying to navigate is like, I think there shouldn't be shame in feeling and exploring a softer side of you. And as women, it kind of comes out, you become maternal and nurturing or whatever, but I don't want it to be at the expense of my like badass.
Yeah, you also shouldn't feel like
sorry.
you're made to be smaller.
So I think I tend to like men who are a little bit feminine, or they can oscillate between masculinity and femininity, because then I feel like I can also oscillate in those traits. I always date a bi guy.
Interesting. Next.
Someone wrote, what do I do if my ex is dating someone uglier than me? I'm like, throw a party.
Yeah,
That's
what?
awesome.
That's the best fucking situation.
That rocks.
Who's asking that?
Who knows? Getting too excited about a girl you're compatible with, but then it throws her off. This feels
You're gonna
similar.
give her the ick.
Texting good morning.
I feel like if you actually are obsessed with someone, you don't get thrown off by it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Like if it's week 1, even if she really likes you, you don't want to be like calling and texting her off the hook, because that will push her
But
away.
right, what are they doing? Like, what are the behaviors, right? Because if you're like showing up at my house every day, like I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's just sitting under my car when I walk out in the morning. Like, if I was obsessed with him, I'd be okay with it. But
I think when I went out with a guy recently, I really liked him. He's so hot and cool. And then he made a joke within like our banter of like, I think we're kind of like in love. I think this is going somewhere. And if I didn't like the guy, I'd be like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Fuck off. But I read it and I was kicking my feet and I threw my phone at the wall in excitement.
I mean, it's so situational. I feel like every time, like if you're not into somebody, they can say literally the thing you've been wanting to hear for your whole entire fucking life. And you're like,
you're not broken. You're like,
I am broken and I've never wanted to be more broken.
Run me over with your car. That's how I want to be treated.
that's another weird thing about dating these days, is the like,
People want to be treated like shit.
It's so fucking
I
weird.
don't really respond to that.
Well, I had a problem for years, like especially I like only wanted to be with guys who treated me like shit. Like I had like every guy.
You think you
like
actively
shit.
sought it out?
I think so. Like I think nice guys pushed me away, and then if a guy was an asshole to me, I was so into him.
Well, I push away nice guys.
Nice guys is definitely not like at the top of the list.
but I sought out like assholes.
But mean to like asshole, like as a personality trait or like towards
Just a guy.
you.
Both. Like that's the thing. It was like when someone treated me like shit, I was more into them.
Your attachment system is activated.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yes.
We like mythologize people to be like
Yeah.
this big thing when they're actually just a guy.
Maybe we are qualified to give dating advice.
We are absolutely.
And I hope we helped one single person.
And if we didn't,
And if we didn't, that actually makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
mine's in shambles. So
okay, guys, so I wasn't kidding. Our healer, Jessica Stone, is going to be coming in here to do a space blessing and ask us our intentions for this podcast, baby. And we need to take this seriously because this is therapy. Okay?
I wouldn't fuck with spirits.
Don't fuck with spirits. She's legit.
Hi. You have
You're
amazing
so
hair.
pretty.
Sorry. Thank you. No, we're literally like, this like angel walks in. Wow. Can you tell us what our vibes are? Like,
Yeah,
what are you
definitely.
picking up on
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
right off the bat?
In psychology, you can tell who somebody is within 3 seconds.
Wow.
And, you know, whether you're the good guy or somebody you are pulled into or any archetype we express. But for you, her energy is the trailblazer. Imagine it like if we're back in ancient days and the tribe was starving. And
Is she the hunter?
I don't know if she's hunting it. She's having people hunt for her.
Yeah.
You're like the lioness.
Oh, she's the dictator of the tribe.
And you're the one willing to, you know, take through the woods and push further into it, and everybody else follows it. So that
So
is
true.
the archetype or energy from a soul place that
That's crazy.
I picked up on for you.
It's funny also because once I did a past life regression
Yeah.
meditation, and like an hour or two into the meditation, they ask you to look down, and like your eyes are closed, but look down and see what your feet look like. And I'm expecting to be like a gladiator, and I saw hooves, girls. I was a donkey in like ancient Greece.
I thought you were about to be like, and I had 6 toes.
No, I was a full animal. I was expected to be Cleopatra. So I was clearing the path for the humans. I felt really connected to horses growing up.
Were you a horse girl?
Oh, I was too poor to be a horse girl, but that was what I aspired. I was a horse girl rising.
This is a very long-winded way of finding out you're a horse girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But that was very accurate.
Yeah. And so your energy in transition, meaning who you were and who you're becoming, is separate. Imagine like a book, the page turning, because you're actually changing. And some people never get to change in this life. So it's a beautiful thing to take through those cycles. So just see it as, whoa, I've completed a cycle. Like I know, like intuition's dead on.
Why are my like eyes welling up?
I'm very scared to follow you too. You had like amazing.
You're headlining this vibe check right now.
And so you are the pillar. And so see it as you're the sun. So the sun, right? It's everything revolves around it. And the thing about the sun though is it's steady and that warms us up. It makes everybody happy. It's like, oh, this feels so good, but it will burn you. Does that make sense? It
does make sense
so
for me.
This,
Oh my God,
the
she's the
energy you're
sun.
creating is like, you know, picture yourself as a nucleus where everything's moving around it. It's a tall order to have to, you know, stay in, but also realize you have the power to just like knock everybody out and do whatever you want within that. And new collection will come, or anything will reformulate around you. So the cool thing is you are always alone, but you'll never be alone.
That feels so spot on for me.
Wow.
I'm like very moved right now.
Also, Justina is my sunshine.
Aw.
No, really. Like, I look to you for
Justina could be a mother and a tyrant in the same
described
breath.
me as sunshine, so thank you. Mother and tyrant.
Mother tyrant,
yep,
Eastern European.
Very on like
a
trend
very
for me.
special type of sunshine.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and thank you
you.
for joining us. I mean,
Oh my gosh, definitely.
That's better than any zodiac reading I've ever gotten.
This 15 minutes has done more than years of therapy.
Good.
Cumulatively
Good.
for all of us.
well, and
I'm
then
not
just
in therapy.
keep this on this.
Oh, well, Justina's
It's
just perfect.
All of your responsibilities that when you're like, ooh, my radar's slightly off, new intentions, just keep resetting it. So
You can just do a factory reset on vibes
Yeah.
at any given moment with a crystal.
do we have
Definitely.
to cleanse it at some point? What's that?
Like literally
Do
clean
douche
it.
the crystal.
So
Well, I just feel like it holds on to a lot of things, so we like have to like.
Steph wants to douche the crystal.
yeah, honestly, we are all 99.9999% energy. We are 0.0001 matter. So just as
Skinny
this-
legends.
skinny.
Are you saying we're skinny?
Yeah.
We are on
You're
Ozempic
see-through.
spiritually.
So technically, I think we try to make everything into the human or into the physical. So honestly, how I cleanse my crystals is like, you're clean. And if they have an opinion besides that, they're like, I want a bath. I'm like, okay, like,
Wish
you
that
know,
worked for,
that's how Steph
STDs, showers.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Oh, she should bless you.
I need somebody to bless me. I'm getting over a sinus infection, and it's
by
not
the
working.
time something reaches the physical body, it's too late. You're dealing with like earth time. Does that make sense? Like it's the
but no.
slowest. Like
She just denied your request.
Girl, you need some Dayquil.
You're getting blessed by Big Pharma today.
so we're going to close our intention circle with a mantra from my tarot deck. So everybody pull a card.
Can I look? Are you going to guess our cards like a magician?
I'm not a magician.
I don't know.
I can guess.
If she, like, you know what I mean? If she like guessed our cards, we'd be like, yeah, that makes. If she like pulled a crystal from behind your ear, you'd be like, that checks out.
Steph, you have been hooking up with too many magicians.
You know what? Put me on blast. He was a clown, not
he
a magician.
was a clown. Oh
Did
my
he go to
God.
clown
I'm
school?
so sorry.
Yeah, obviously. I date only professionals. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you're first.
2 of Swords.
2 of Swords. Ooh. Okay.
Oh my God.
You're gonna die.
So this is your mantra, okay? So what was that Sandra Bullock show where she had a blindfold on and like
Bird Box.
yeah, Bird Box. So the visualization of this, you're Sandra Bullock and you have your blindfold on. And here's the thing is you willingly choose to keep your blindfold on and you know what's up on everything. And you have this little like blindfold thing to like kind of check out to not have to sit in how powerful you are. Sometimes you just want to check out from being so, I guess, aware in the mix.
Totally. Today, my blindfold's fully on. I will say I'm clocked out in a good way.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to learn what your clocking in and clocking out looks like.
Because you're not answering my Slack. So when did you clock in this week?
It felt as though you've been clocked out.
And then what'd you
Okay,
get?
so I got the 5 of Wands.
5 of Wands.
And does that mean I'm gonna die?
This is play.
Ooh.
You probably actually fit most comfortable in work because to play is actually really hard for you. So bringing all play into work because then you feel like you're allowed to.
So I can be a child
Yes.
today.
No. Like
Okay, so my card is the 2 of Wands, which I'm curious to know how that relates to the 5 of Wands.
well, so wand energy is always expansion. So this would be a good mantra for you. I want you breaking up your algorithm, your pattern, meaning like if you have been going to Rite Aid, start going to CVS, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just go to the edges.
You're not
of
allowed to
your
go to
friend
Erewhon
group.
anymore.
Don't go to
Don't say
Erewhon.
that. Don't say that. That's the
But
one.
you're going to Vaughn's.
We would love to know more about your experience doing what you do in LA.
I gratefully have like who's clients and like sometimes I'll come back from events with them and see like the grandma who still gives me like a $20 bill of cash. Like I take everybody in, and everybody is pretty fucking cool is what I've realized. I have not met somebody that isn't so special, so amazing, and isn't human. And I think I get the chance to, it's like almost like having sex with everybody. You have this intimate,
cool.
but good sex, so you have this intimate.
What a dream.
I'm changing career paths.
I'm getting crystals.
You have an intimate moment with people, and behind it all, everybody's really amazing and special. And so
Is it ever distracting? Like you're like on a date or something and you're like, not now.
And there's like energy coming at you.
So how it works, like people, I describe it like a hairdresser. People are like, oh, so you just walk around reading people's energies? Like, no, you have to pay me $500 an hour,
Nice.
to read your energy.
Sick.
But a hairdresser just wouldn't walk up and start cutting people's hair because they need it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is there's a lot of boundary
But you
that
can
goes
clock
with it.
out of it.
When I was a child, it was all
Happening
blended.
all at
I did
once,
not
yeah.
know what to do with it until it's the same as like anything like boundaries, and finding a way to do it that works with me too. So no, it just doesn't flow in all the time. Sometimes I see I see stuff that's not a big deal.
My last question for you is just, will you adopt us?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to call you every day of my life.
I am I'm a mommy. I have kids, and I have all neighborhood kids, and you guys are welcome too. Our house is like a orphanage.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, we've taken up way too much of your time. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Jessica
all so
Stone,
much.
for blessing this
I
space.
don't want you to leave.
I know. We want you to stay.
Please come back. It feels so special that you were a part of the very first podcast
Aw.
and helped us birth it into the
Yeah,
world.
you guys are amazing. Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Please come
Yes.
back.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
This has been illuminating. Did you guys have fun?
I had fun.
I thought it was great.
Are you turned on?
I'm always turned on.
Fantastic. Well, if you're still listening, thank you for joining us on the maiden voyage of the Overheard podcast.
Happy to pop our cherry with you.
Yeah, we're going to play this whole thing for our therapist and see if they approve, see if they want to unpack anything. But anything else you want to know, or you want us to talk about, or you want us to know about the account, or you want us to read out of our DMs, let us know. And we'll see you next time. We look forward to hearing from you.
Peace.
Bye.